What's going on, everybody? Dave Lockren with Odd Shopper. And if you're watching this video, you're probably here because you're wondering how to play and win money on drafters.com. Simple enough. From their best ball format to the brand new pick'em format, in this quick video, I'm going to explain all of that to you. Not only how to play, but a few simple mistakes to avoid that will hopefully help you in the end win money, whether it's best ball or pick'em or both. So let's dive into it. And if this video helped you in any way, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. All right, so this is the first thing you'll see when you go on the drafters.com. I'm logged in, but it's super. All of these sites make it very easy to sign up and log in and deposit and withdraw. We don't need to go through any of that. If they weren't making it easy, it would be stupid of them and they wouldn't be around very long. At Drafters, however, they have a first match deposit bonus, 100% up to $100, which means you put 100 in, they give you another 100. You instantly double your bankroll. If you're wondering the easiest way to win or to make money on Drafters or on any of these places, it's take advantage of the deposit bonuses. I threw a link in the description and in the pinned comment. You click that, sign up to $100. Everything is matched up to $100. So it's a huge bonus to start you out in the right way. And I'll tell you in a second why it's so valuable to max these bonuses out. But you go into the lobby, you go into the homepage. The first thing you're going to see is lobby with the best ball drafts. Best ball is what they've been doing forever. We'll get into the brand new pick'em format in a little bit, but let's start it off with best ball. Best ball is fantasy drafts, okay? Football are the biggest ones, obviously, but at Drafters, they do have baseball daily drafts where you're drafting in snake format. Same thing with NBA when the season's happening. NHL, PGA currently has some as well. As you can see, you have PGA contests coming up. You have MLB contests running every single day. The Wednesday night strike, snake draft, $5.50 to enter, goes live in a couple of hours. You can see all of that right here. But with NFL, I mean, that's what we care about, right? Best ball on Drafters for NFL. And there are a lot of, several other competing sites with huge best ball contests. So Drafters put out their biggest one yet this year, $2 million prize pool, $300,000 up top. Now, with best ball, you have to understand, and like I said, some mistakes to avoid in order to win some money. We'll get into pick'em in a second. With best ball, if you're coming over to Drafters, you just deposited and you're looking to get into some of these drafts, understand a couple of things. It's not like your daily or your regular friends and family leagues, or it's not like drafts anywhere else on ESPN or Yahoo. There are no waiver moves in best ball. The team that you draft at any time is the team that you have throughout the entirety of the year, okay? Now, there's 20 rounds, which means that you draft significantly more players than you would in a regular fantasy draft. There's no trades, there's no ads and drops, there's nothing like that. The team you draft is the team you have. However, you can also enter a lot more lineups. This isn't just that you draft one team. You can enter up to 150 lineups. So for $20 an entry, you can enter as much money as you have, up to 150 lineups, which is where the deposit bonuses come in so big, because if you put $100 in, that's enough for 5 entries. But now you have 10 entries because you just got another $100. It's huge. Now, if you look at this, there's a couple of things to consider. You draft, you go in, you do the draft, but there are fast drafts and there are slow drafts. The fast drafts are short clocks, 30-second draft time. So you have 30 seconds to make each pick. I love it. They're clearly the most popular form of drafts because you can bang out as many as possible. But a lot of other people prefer the slow draft where you have 8 hours per pick. Maybe you like to research a little bit more on each pick. Fine. But understand that they can take a long time, like well over a week sometimes, depending on how long it takes people to draft. If they use up over, their 8 hours every time they draft, which isn't usually the case, but they can take a long time. Also in best ball, you want to be cognizant of the format. Stacking teams is very important, unlike regular fantasy drafts. So if you have a specific quarterback, you want to get at least one, generally 2 if possible, pass catchers that you can stack with them throughout the season. These are the guys that you have throughout the entirety of the year. So there are some quirks, and of course, we have our Stochastic Fantasy Football channel. I'll throw the link to that in the description. We have how to play best ball 101 videos, and all of that. So before you dive in, make sure you understand what you're doing. I can't stress enough how many times I go into best ball drafts and I watch people drafting. I've never met the person. I have no idea who they are. All I see is their screen name, but I know immediately that they have no idea what they're doing. And it's essentially just free money for anyone who does know what they're doing that's getting into these drafts and is paying hard-earned money to draft every single team. But best ball is amazing. I typically do it far more than I do any other fantasy football formats anymore. There's huge prize pools, $300,000 up top, and you should take advantage of that. Also know, and this is a big thing, that your exposures are going to be important if you draft a lot of teams on Drafters. So if you go in and you click on your username, you can see all of these different options down here: messages, refer a friend, all of that, my account, my profile. But player exposures here is important. So if you look at player exposures, I haven't drafted teams yet, but if you look at player exposures, this is where all of your player exposures are going to pop up. So if you've drafted 15 teams, you'll see how much and what percent of each player that you have in all of these best ball teams. Be cognizant of that, because you don't want to be too overweight or too underweight oftentimes on certain players. All right, and next up, if you're new to Drafters, is their pick'em game. These aren't eligible in all states, primarily in non-legal betting states to be exact, but this is a really cool format that Drafters has. They just recently introduced it, and essentially you're just taking the over or under on player stats and you're putting them into a card, into a lineup. On Drafters, you can play up to as many as 8 legs in one card and up to 100x your entry fee. So let's go through an example here, and we can try and work through this. Now, we could go to MLB, of course, and you could throw any of these in. Of course, you have fantasy points, strikeouts, and total bases. If you wanted to go to Carlos Rodon, over 6.5 strikeouts, you could. Yu Darvish, under 5.5 strikeouts. Listen, I'm just picking these for the sake of the video. Not that you'd be tailing him anyway. This slate will be way over by the time this video comes out. But you could do that. But let's have some fun and go to football. I'm recording this video in late July. So all we have right now are our full season's props. But why not go ahead and do it? So if you look at passing touchdowns, we could go Rodgers over 28.5 passing touchdowns on the Jets. You got Garrett Wilson there, brought Alan Lazard over. Maybe Breece Hall snags a few passing touchdowns as well. Better new look offense than we saw last year in Green Bay. So we'll go Aaron Rodgers. Again, I'm just throwing stuff against the wall. Josh Allen will go over 32.5 passing touchdowns. How about receiving yards here? We're going to get to 8 legs, and I'm going to show you guys something that you absolutely need to know about before you start entering money into these cards. Christian McCaffrey will go over 599.5 receiving yards. DJ Shark under 7.5 receiving yards with the rookie quarterback. Passing yards will go Dak Prescott over 4,025.5. Justin Fields, we're going to say Justin Fields will hit the 3,000 yard mark this year. And if that's the case, we'll go over there. That gets us to 8. All right. So if we're at 8, that would mean we 100x our entry fee. So let's say we wanted to play $10 on this. All right. That would give us a $1,000 win in the event that we were to hit 8 of 8. All right. Now, 7 of 8 gives you $20. That would suck. Okay. But if you see right here where it says safety and you can toggle this on, what that does is it lowers your maximum win possible, or your maximum possible win, but it also benefits you in the event that you were to not hit all 8. Now, personally, in a spot like this, where you go 8 of 8, you hit 500, 7 of 8 is only $50, and 6 of 8 is 25. There's absolutely no way that I'd be playing this safety. I would just go all out and play to hit all of them. All right. If you were to go down and get rid of Justin Fields and you say, okay, I'm going to play 7-leg card, and you had safety on, 7 of 7 would get you 250, 6 of 7 would get you 25. 5 of 7 would get you 20. If you were to take it off, 7 of 7 gets you 650. Let's go one more here and take away Dak Prescott. 6 of 6 gets you 350 without safety. With safety, it gets you 100, and 5 of 6 gets you 25. This is all on a $10 card. Look, it's nice to know that you'd make a little bit of money back, but you don't want to pass up these type of potential wins if you were to hit all of them. just to be able to make back $25 on a $10 entry. If putting safety on gets you $100 on 6 of 6 and taking it off gets you $350, but you don't get anything if you go 5 of 6, you don't want to do it. Something to keep in mind. One other thing, if you're new to this, don't only play overs, all right? All of these pick'em sites and, a traditional sports book as well, oftentimes are going to shade player props to the over, all right? They'll shade them to the over, which means that they know that people want to play overs. Don't just go in only looking for overs. A lot of times, not always, of course, sometimes overs are great spots as well, but many, many times, the majority of the time, more times than not, let's say, unders are going to be the better play, particularly on these pick'em sites. So be cognizant of that when you're making these lineups. And sometimes this is massively important as well. Sometimes with the pick'em format, you're going to have free squares that Drafters offers, which means, for example, you could have, say, week 1 of the NFL season, Patrick Mahomes over half a passing yard. So essentially, unless he gets hurt on the first snap of the game or his first drop back of the game, you're locking that in. Always take advantage of that. Whenever they offer that, you want to play it hands down every single time. Another thing they'll do is discounted plays. So you might see, say in the NFL season, Tyreek Hill, normally it would be 6.5 receptions, but they've knocked it down to 4.5 receptions. To think of this, whether you like Tyreek Hill or not, the 6.5 is something that you would see everywhere else. Traditional sports books, all of the pick'em sites. So if they're knocking it down to 4.5, whether you like Tyreek Hill overs that day or not, it is always a plus EV play to add that to any of your cards. And one other thing before we go with drafters that can make you additional money. Remember, sometimes the best money is the easiest money and essentially free money. All right. Like we all want to make money playing best ball. We all want to make money with the pick'em format. It certainly feels good, but it also feels good to get money without really doing anything. So you already got your deposit bonus, right? You doubled up your money, no matter whether you deposited $20 or $100. But they also have a refer a friend feature on Drafters, which is going to be super helpful for any of you that know friends who would be willing to do this, who would be willing to get into it. Hell, you could throw it up on social media as well with your referral link, encourage people to draft with you, because you can, in fact, make your own leagues. As you see here, create a game. You can get your buddies into that as well. But give 20, get 20. So every time you refer a friend, you earn $20 in bonus cash when they deposit, and they also receive $20 in bonus cash. So it benefits both of you. As many as you get to sign up, you're getting $20 in bonus cash every single time they deposit. Nice little way to keep the money flowing on Drafters if you know people who are willing to do it and you already got your deposit bonus. All right, so that's it. Best ball and pick'em. It's pretty simple. It's the two formats. It's the two games they have at Drafters. Both of them are awesome. Some huge prize pools in best ball right now, and up to 100 extra entries over in their pick'em format. Hopefully this helped all of you guys figure it out and navigate this site a little bit and understand what you're getting into from a best ball or a pick'em perspective. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments or hit me up. My DMs are open on Twitter at Loughy_D. It's LOUGHY_D. So until next time and until the next review, have fun drafting, have fun with these pick'em contests, and go make some money. Peace.